Now, I've been giving you guys a lot of short form videos because they're the one that most people just simply love to digest. It's short, quick, but it lacks context. It lacks meat. It don't give you a lot of information for you to actually learn from. It's supposed to invoke curiosity, but it really don't give you a lot of knowledge. And I'm hoping that when I'm producing these long form videos that you can actually just get a little bit more involved with what's going on with the dating market, with relationships, what's coming out of my head. So guys, let's review the last video I did that went absolutely viral. So this was posted on June 9th, okay? I mean, some of my videos have been watched over 1 million times, but I've never had a video that has gotten so much traction in just 2 days. This is mind-blowing. 500,000 plays in 2 days. That's crazy. Wow. So I need to respond to some of these comments because too many women got triggered and too many men agreed with me. So there's a massive divide on this video. But let's play the video and see what I said. Gentlemen, do not ever wife up a woman or be seen out in public with her if she has a checkered past. Just left the gym and we saw a lady in the gym with this guy and they're lovey-dovey and they're working out together. 2 guys that I was hanging out with, both of them said that they've been there. Both of them laughing at the fact that why is he even here with her? The one thing that men value above love is respect. And he wants respect not only from his woman, but more importantly, other men in his community. And when the other men are talking this negative about him and his woman, that usually calls for conflict. Ladies, you have to understand that your past will follow you, so you have to guard it well. Gentlemen, remember, a woman's past will fuck up your future. Remember that. Choose well. I'm going to read you some of the comments and then I'm going to respond. All right? I want to focus on the females. The few females that I have following me here, ladies, I'm hoping that you would share this with other females so that you can get an inside perspective on men's thinking. For some reason, women think that they know what men think. And I just don't understand how you can think that way. For some reason, you think you know what a man is thinking because you've slept with a few men, because you've heard a few conversations with men. Because ladies, I'm going to share a little secret with you. When a woman is around men, we don't speak like we speak to each other. And this blew my wife's mind because I was explaining this concept to her because she suffers from this delusion that, oh, I've had male friends in the past and I've heard men talking at the gym and they've never spoken like that. And I just had to remind her.
I've started to experience a huge problem recently. I've realized that you men have dealt with it your entire life. Communicating with women is fucking impossible. Here's the problem. You can't be honest with them. One thing I've learned from studying men is that you guys are often very honest with one another. At least amongst yourselves, you say what needs to be said rather than what someone wants to hear. And that's because it's also what you would want to hear. But women cannot handle the truth. The truth often sends women into an absolute frenzy because the truth can often be offensive and our first reaction is always emotional. I've experienced this firsthand. My friends ask me for advice all the time, and I've never felt more like a girl than when I'm scared shitless to tell them that they might be the problem. I know it's what they need to hear, but because I know how much it would hurt me to hear that, I hesitate to say it, and I don't think men struggle with this as much. So what's the lesson for men? Be aware of this reality, but do not sacrifice your honesty. Even though women are offended by it, it's still the best thing for them in the grand scheme. A good woman will appreciate honesty, even if not immediately. I know I certainly do.
And the majority of men, let me say this last piece, the majority of men that you ask information for, these men will lie to you because they don't want to upset you, especially if those are the guys that you have in the friend zone. Most men, 99% of men around you want to sleep with you. They will lie to you and make you feel good, because if they tell you anything that don't make you feel good, their chances of sleeping with you drops. And they don't want that. They will bullshit the hell out of you, tell you what you need to hear until they bust those cheeks. That's the reality of life, ladies. That's the reality of life. So if you want truth, the only people that you should go to are your male family members who can't sleep with you or don't want to sleep with you, hopefully. And that's it. Your family members, your cousins, your uncles, your brothers, these are the men that you got to go to and speak to them. Otherwise, you're not going to get the truth from most men around you. So, Brimo.g. I understand this, but if so it is, should it be both ways? Why should a woman hang her head in shame if she'd had multiple partners, while a man can walk with confidence and feel pride? And this is the most common one. For some reason, women keep thinking that they can be like men. It is not possible. Please, ladies, if a man tries to be like a woman, you bitch at him and tell him he's soft. You'll tell him, oh, you're great. Oh my God, you're so awesome. But you won't freaking date him. Women don't even date nice guys. You are not men. Please try to understand that one simple point. This was my response, and I want to read it because on that day I was having a different thought process, but gosh, I felt it was perfect. This is a very common question. It is a double standard. Women are the guardians of sex, and she's responsible for whoever is brought into this world. It is a responsibility that should be taken seriously. This is what women don't understand. Men are biologically designed to reproduce with as many women as he can. And this is one of the biggest points that you ladies got to understand, and the biggest difference. Throughout history, all successful, powerful men have had multiple wives, multiple lovers, multiple harems, and whatever you want to call them. Men have always had multiple females. It has never been the reverse. Never. The more successful a man is, if his status is high, he will be able to attract women, and those women are always attracted to men who attract other women. And it's a fact. Look at Nick Cannon in your modern society. I'm doing a video right now of a Pookie who has 22 baby mothers. 22.
I mean, 46 children, and I got a woman in my life who's trying to have 3 more right now as we talking.
So let me be clear so we can know. You have 46 kids. 46 kids, and you finna have 3 more.
Yes.
God damn. How many baby mamas, bro?
Well, it's 22, but it's finna be 23.
That's insane. Men have always been desired by multiple women. It has never been the reverse. That is biology, my dear. It is important for women to stay as pure as possible. It's because men want to ensure paternity of his child, his DNA.
Do you hope the child is yours?
Yes. We've been taking care of this child since the day he came out, Joe.
I love him.
I just want my son to be sure that this is his child.
Cornell Milan, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Jones, you are not the father.
I didn't know. No.
You okay, Mr. Jones?
I'm ready to go.
I'm sorry. You are not
Oh, God.
his father.
Oh, man. 5 years in prison. Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. This is why. This is why I did what I did.
I made up the lab.
You didn't made it all up.
No, I did not.
Those results
I
apparently
don't know
are made
any
up.
of those people on that form.
Oh, my God.
This is clearly the most shocking
Very much.
news we've ever gotten in this courtroom.
It's too easy for you ladies to spread your legs and have multiple men shoot up inside your club, right? And all of a sudden, the man that you are supposed to be with is taking care of another man's seed. That is man's biggest fear. Every single man on this earth, his biggest fear is to be providing his resources and his emotional time and energy into another man's seed. Every single creature on earth, their only desire is to reproduce their seed, their DNA. That is what everlasting life is. You, me, and every single individual that you see surround you is the product of another individual who provided their DNA. Why do you think grandmothers and grandfathers love their grandkids more than they love their kids? Because they see the survival of their grandkids in themselves going even further. They know their kids are going to die before their grandkids. And it's just biology, guys. It's nature. And now we're going to address the idea of gossip. Mariam Rain, she said, "This is such immature rhetoric. Women never hobby a man who can't keep it in his pants." Yes, they do. Yes, they do. No woman wants a man that isn't desired by other women. That's a fact. Stop it. That's bullshit. Every woman wants men who are desired by other men. It starts from the high school jock. He's desired by everybody. When is it that you ever see the woman from teenager, from the time you're a teenager, from the time you started to understand sexuality, the top men who are desired by other women, those guys have had every single woman that runs after him, and you still want him. So when you women come at me with this crap about, oh, no one wants the guy that's been around. Yes, they do. You think Drake only had a few women? But I bet you, if Drake hit any of you up in your DMs today, you'll be leaving your freaking husbands, leaving your boyfriends, and running your ass over there to his mansions. So please don't give me this shit. Women like to have this whole idea holier than thou bullshit mentality. But when reality kicks you in the face, you realize, yeah, you're right. So please stop with this crap. And she goes on to say, I mean, the same thing can be said in the other direction. Everyone has a past. Only the weak and insecure, and here goes the sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, the need to be right. Only the weak and insecure would give a crap what others think in relation to what makes them happy. What makes them happy? Well, let's just talk about that. In reality, women are the hardest things to make happy because they look for happiness instantly. They look for instant gratification. Ladies, understand this one simple thing. Not only is it the insurance of paternity in this modern day world, this is one of the reasons why paternity court is such a big freaking show right now. Because the amount of men who are fathering kids that are not his, who he thinks are his, it's about 30% right now in the US. In the rest of the world, it's not much lower. One guy in the comments just told me, and I didn't know this, but this is crazy as shit. In France, the man is not allowed to get a paternity test. He'll be charged 15,000 euros if he did it. Why? Because the results might disturb the harmony of the family. Whoo, God. So that means that the man have no choice but to take care of another man's DNA. Tell me how that makes sense. Ladies, I'm hoping that after I speak to you on this matter and show you how serious it is for a man, you know why you don't have to worry about it? You know why it's not a problem for you? Because you are guaranteed 100% it's your DNA. That's it. You can't even see it from another man's perspective. You can't. Because you are guaranteed to spread your DNA. You don't give a shit about the man. As long as he can take care of me. That is your selfish world. But men have to go through this. Men have to worry and wonder, is this my child? That's what we got to put up with. Now, I want you to reverse the roles. Imagine if you didn't have that surety. A man, he can go out and stick his penis in any other woman. But one thing is ensured, that you don't have to take care of that child that he has. Imagine if the roles were reversed. Ladies, you guys got to understand how serious this is. And as our society has become more and more promiscuous, this is a problem. What all of you ladies have complained about is that, oh, I'm just old-fashioned. This is old-fashioned thinking. Do you understand the reason why in the old days that men wanted to marry virgins? Because this was before DNA testing came along. Men were never guaranteed that this was his child. The best and only way that he could ensure that the child was his was if the woman was a freaking virgin. That's it. That is how serious it was. Virgins are desired in every single culture, every single one. They were so pure, they were so highly desired that they were sacrificed to gods because those women were put at the absolute top of anything more holy. Of course, I don't agree with that, right? But my point is, I'm trying to show you how important it was to a lot of cultures. Everything was about the female reproduction purity. Ladies, you have lost what is important to men and what is important to you. Your value, and this is, and I want to pause on that word, your value, because I had to explain this to my 14-year-old daughter this morning in the car going to school. I tried to explain to her the two values that women have. Men technically only have one. Women have two values. She has her sexual marketplace value. Fit, feminine, friendly, and agreeable. Fit, friendly, feminine, and agreeable. Those four things are what is desired sexually in a woman. That has nothing to do with her social value, meaning her education in the workplace, her standing in society as a woman. What she contributes to society is the most important. That's her value to society. That is different from her sexual marketplace value. Because one will get her married, the other one will get her hired. One will earn her a Nobel Peace Prize, get her into politics, get her into law school, but it's not an insurance for her to get married. And this is where women go wrong. Women conflate and mix these two things together. Let me give you a little example. You know that little geeky girl with the glasses who is an amazing mathematician in high school and in college? She was amazing. Buck teeth, you know, kind of chubby, geeky, just doing her work. No man would look at her. None. Not even the other geeks, right? Definitely not the football jock and the guys from the rowing team. None of those guys would look at that girl. Who gets the attention? Becky with her little freaking curves and the little push-up bra and the titties and her flowing blonde hair and her high cheekbones, pouted lips. Hi guys. That, my friends, is who gets the attention. It is completely different. Becky is completely sexual. Usually not very bright, but it's not going to stop her from freaking attracting some millionaire and having a nice cushy life. The geeky girl, she got to work her ass off through college, become a doctor in her field, and blow up. She might get another geeky guy to take her serious because she has to marry on her intellectual level and at her sexual market value. That is usually another geeky guy in her field. That man has to find somebody on his sexual marketplace value because that man, that geeky dude, he's not really the guy that's going to pick up Becky. Becky isn't looking for him. She will, but she's literally looking for the pocket. Because nowadays, Becky will find him. Becky will marry Bill Gates. But she ain't marrying because she attracted to him. She attracted to his resources. So you understand the difference between your social value, your value as an individual, and your sexual marketplace value. Two totally different things. Men want to ensure paternity. That's it. All right. I keep getting interrupted because a lot of these comments trigger me, so I stop reading in between them, right? But Lois Gaba says the main problem these days is people are choosing partners based on conditions, approval from their gender, and it's purely transactional marriages. No more emotional connections, love, loyalty, or respect. Men marry because she would continue his legacy. Kids, cook, clean, free sex, submission to suit their egos. Women marry just because they want to feel important. According to society, if you're not married and have kids, you're useless. Companionship, 2 sources of income, sometimes money, but most men don't even make enough money, only about 10% of rich men. This is sad. Instead of complaining, please make sure your partner isn't choosing you because of conditions or transaction. Because only you aren't able to deliver them problems. Begin cheating, divorce, disrespect, and unhappiness. It's rare to find genuine connections these days. That's why it's better to be alone with 1,000 cats than creating a mess for yourself. Think about it. Because there's a bit to unpack here. Relationships are conditional and transactional. Yes, that is just a fact. Women only marry men under conditions. The condition that he is a protector and provider. Women will not marry down. Women will only marry men above themselves. That's a fact. Otherwise, she feels that it's more important for her to just stay alone with 1,000 cats. He's nice. He got all the qualities you like, but he's only making 50,000. You're not going to get with him because he's not making more than you. He's below you, as you put it. And of course, you're not settling. The conditions weren't met. The man has not met your conditions. So even though this man is going to propose to you, you're not going to settle. The conditions weren't correct. And I keep using that word conditions because you said that's all relationships are. And I'm telling you, yes, that's how women look at it. By the way, I have a modern wife, but my point is, life is so much easier for both of us. Because if she was on her own and I was on my own, we would have a much different life. But she understands the value of a partner. Do you not think we bitch and moan at each other all the time? Hell yeah. You think we're happy all the time? Fuck no. Sometimes I feel like strangling the crap out of her, and same thing. But give it a week. Hey, I love her again, and vice versa. Because that's what human beings do. It's like this. The problem is you have to identify when it's getting really bad, nip it in the butt and bring it back up to where the relationship should be okay. That's how we do it. We survive like that. It's just a roller coaster. Throw kids into the mix, yeah, shit gets difficult. But we know without a doubt it has to be difficult, and we accept that. So I don't want to live with my cat. I have a cat. My daughters have a cat. It's a freaking pain in the ass. Love stroking it every once in a while, but I love coming home and just chilling, man. I love coming home knowing my wife is upstairs, knowing I'm downstairs. We get together, we eat with the family. It's a beautiful thing. Sometimes I don't want to see her. I go to one side of the house, she goes to the other side. I go upstairs, she stays downstairs, or vice versa. We don't talk to each other for freaking hours. But the feeling of knowing that she's there is what's beautiful. The reality of it is, we wouldn't have it any other way because we know the alternative is worse. And we also know that that is the nature of relationships. They go up and down. We're mature enough. We have enough common sense. We understand. We see other people, especially in our age group, who are pretty miserable, very lonely, because they made the mistake of thinking that happiness is supposed to be constant in your relationship all the time. This fairy tale lie have been told to too many women who fell for it, who think that they're going to leave really good men because they're bored, because, I don't feel happy all the time, not realizing that this is life. And one of the biggest problems with marrying a woman who's been promiscuous is that that woman is used to the excitement of getting that variety all the time. This is a woman that will have a hard time settling down with one man. This is a major problem because you got to understand that women produce a chemical, a bonding chemical, when she's with a man. When she's with her partner, she produces oxytocin. This chemical allows her to bond with her partner. Too many partners and she no longer produces that hormone. Now she has a hard time bonding with one person. And that is not a woman any man should invest in, simply because she's now damaged. And yeah, I don't like to use the word damage, but the problem is she now has a problem. Because if you're no longer capable of bonding with your husband or any one man, you can't stay monogamous. Men don't produce that hormone. So that's why we warn men. So ladies, I want you to understand this one simple point. Men do not gossip. Understand? We don't gossip. We share information to warn other men of danger. This is how it's been since the beginning of existence. Listen, man, when men get around and talk, what do we talk about? Look, what do you think we talk about? What do you think most women actually hear us talk about? Game? Oh, yeah, you saw that game on Sunday? Yeah, man, it was really competitive. Oh, man, remember this team? Oh, that's my team, blah, blah, blah. That's not gossiping. And what is it that a football team, a soccer team, hockey, what do you think those games really represent in today's modern world? It represents conflict, competition, one man against the next man. This is what we talk about. What else do we talk about? Stock market, politics, staying away from certain women, warnings, because we know that these are things that affect other men. So when we talk about another woman and who she's been with, we're hoping to indirectly influence that man to make him know that he shouldn't make the mistake of betting on a woman who has the potential of not being faithful to him, the potential of her bearing a child that isn't his. This is what men do. We warn each other. We don't gossip. My God. You don't hear men talking about, oh, you know what she did and oh, you know where we went last night. Oh, you know the food was so great. Oh, you know, we don't do that shit. You don't see men sitting around talking about how nice this restaurant was and this amazing flowers, and that's female gossip. Men share information. Don't forget it. And listen, it doesn't matter how old we are, we will still share information. It's just as we get older and things become much more dangerous in our world, the information becomes more serious. But one thing that will never change, we will always talk about the dangers of another woman. Seldom these days, men will talk about the conquest of a woman, especially as you get older. Guys in their 30s and 40s, most men who have actually achieved anything really don't see that as exciting. That's some teenage shit. We don't do that. We warn each other. The amount of women that we sleep with, none of that matters anymore. You know why? It's too damn easy. Women just give it up. We don't have to boast about it. Because any man of any means, and I only hang out with men of means. I don't hang out with loser men. Any of these men who have any little means, these are men who are desired by women. We don't gossip. We share information. Please let that sink in a bit first. Okay? So guys, listen, I don't want to drag this out too much. I don't want to make this too long. It's already too long. But I wanted to share a lot of information with you all because a lot of you guys been complaining that, man, you're not giving us enough information. You're just giving us these shorts. Now, I'm giving you a long one. So what you need to do is hear what I'm saying. Ladies, please understand, I am trying to get men and women together. But I want the right men and the right women to get together. I don't want to set up a man with the wrong woman. And ladies, understand, I have ladies here that are gorgeous, but they're in their 30s and 40s looking for a nice guy, trying to find that top man. Men aren't committing to women like they used to anymore. A lot of men are just saying, listen, the juice just ain't worth the squeeze. So ladies, you have to understand that in order for you to find a man that will accept you, your standards have to go back up very high. If you've had a promiscuous past, my warning to you is get out of the town that you're in and start over fresh somewhere else. And don't take your reputation with you. That's the best advice I can give you. Because I can tell you, men in a community will talk to each other about other women who they don't see as a good bet for other men. And men who make bad decisions with a woman, a lot of men won't do business with that man simply because it shows that he's not capable of making good decisions with anything. Because if he made a bad decision with a woman who obviously has a bad past, that means he didn't take the time to be careful about making good decisions. You have to understand the reasons behind all this. This is a man's world, ladies. You can live in your little world, in your little bubble. I'm warning men. But I'm hoping to attract more females so that they can understand how men think, so that they don't screw up and we both get what we want. All right? So listen, guys here on Instagram, if you haven't started following me yet and you love what you're hearing, please give me a follow, support the channel, okay? Hit the like button, and of course, if you want to tell me anything, if you want to ask any questions, because that's what this channel is about, you can ask any question you want. Give me a quick message, a voice message. I love voice messages here on Instagram, and I will respond in a quick voice message. We can go back and forth a few times. Nothing long, but if you want a session, just go to the link me in my bio, and we can book a session for half an hour or 1 hour. And we can have a long chat, and I can try to help you with any problems that I can possibly deal with. If it is too psychological and it's deep, I know when to say, all right, I can't help you. You need real professional help. So trust me, if you have normal life issues, I can deal with it. So I'm just telling you, I don't bullshit myself. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a guy that's lived a while, and I learn a lot, and I am a keen observer of people and situations. Okay? Guys, if you're here with me on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, let me know what you think of any of the subjects that we've discussed. And of course, whenever you're in doubt, remember, always ask an older man. All right? I'll see you guys in the next one.